Friday. Sorry, I'm getting this stream started a little bit late. We had a power outage here tonight, so I wasn't even sure if I would be getting this stream done at all, but it did come back, so here I am, and hopefully it will not go back out. There haven't been any storms or anything. I think they're just doing some routine maintenance, and you know, sometimes it just pops out. So but I am here, and I hope you are doing great. I hope you all have had a wonderful week. I hope it has been peaceful. I hope it has been productive and all of those good things. We are, you know, getting ready for our new moon coming this weekend, and it's actually going to be a really special new moon. It is considered the Lion's Gate on 8/8. So a very, very exciting energy. Not only is it the new moon, but the 8/8 alignment is also when the Earth is actually closest to galactic center. So it is a very centering, very lucky, very open kind of energy. And because we have all that wonderful Leo energy happening on that same day, you know, to me it really speaks to our heart, speaks to, you know, our self-pride or ego awareness. It brings up a lot of things to do with the personality and the personal energy and how you express love, how you express creativity. You know, we're in that very super-powered Leo season energy right now. A lot of Leo energy actually going on. And I want to also introduce my new little glowing lizard friend here. This is the fire salamander Bruni from Frozen 2. If you've seen that movie, I saw this. I said it's absolutely adorable. It is such a little fire dragon energy, but it's a little fire salamander, and he glows. So he's a new addition to my to the dragon family. Let's see what they think of each other. I think they're gonna be friends. So yeah, he glows on and off. But I absolutely fell in love with this little guy. Totally adorable. He's like Elsa's little fire lizard buddy in the second Frozen movie, if you haven't seen that. But I picked him up, and I had to add him to the dragon family here. I know, he's adorable, right? The eyes. Oh my gosh. So yeah, but no, so your birthday is on Lionsgate, someone said. Hey there, Amber. Yeah, no, Lionsgate energy. See, that's when our planet, our actual rock that we're flying around on, the Earth, our sphere, is closest to the galactic center of the you know, Sirius constellation. It's in the closest alignment that day. So it's really powerful. It's really powerful. I'm just, yeah. So I would say if your birthday falls on that day, on the 8/8, that's excellent, because not only will you be having your solar return right then, because every year on your birthday, it takes the sun 1 year to go its full return. So you're having your solar return on your birthday, and it's also all that energy of the solar, right? It's beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Corianne. Oof. Yeah, there's fires like all over the world. I know. Maybe we should tone down Mr. Fire Lizard here. Maybe we need the Fire Lizard. I think Mr. Dragon really likes him. He's like, "Oh, you're my buddy. I've been lonely." Oh. Let me make sure my sound is turned way up. I don't think it really, no, it's already all the way up. If something happens with volume, it's unfortunately just YouTube glitches. I don't really have any ability to control or change that. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's start out with our readings for the night. I will be doing 12 general reads. And yeah, he lights up in the movie too. It's funny. I love both of the Frozen movies, but I think I like the second one even more. I really do. Like, I love that second Frozen movie. It was so good. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's cute, and it's like even deeper. It's sort of like the first Frozen movie was almost like the setup for the second one, you know. It's like there's just so much in it. It's really great. the elemental spirits of nature and all of that. Oh yeah, it's really good, Corianne. It was excellent. It was really excellent. I loved it. And that's what that little fire lizard. Oh, you haven't seen those movies, Marie? Oh, you have to see those. Whether you just get them on DVD or sign up for the Disney membership or something. But yeah, definitely see Frozen and Frozen 2. They're both so good. Oh man. Um, there's so much hype around those movies, and you know, a lot of times I don't like movies that are hyped that much, but the hype is kind of real. It's like they really are that good. Those movies are great. The voice acting is awesome. The music is good. The art is beautiful, and really good messages, you know, throughout. Really good messages throughout. Um, but yeah, so that's where I got that little lizard. He's in the second Frozen movie. Um, they're really beautifully done. And I have a really sweet memory actually of going to the first Frozen movie with my dad. And it was at a really, you know, kind of poignant time when he had, you know, when he first got diagnosed with his cancer, and we really didn't know if he was going to make it or not. And he had started feeling a lot better. And it was right around that time, like he had actually gotten to where he could walk again and he was feeling, you know, better again. And that was the first movie we went to see after he was feeling a lot better from his treatments. And it was just, I don't know, he loved it. He loved the movie. It was just so fun. Like, it was just me and him, and we sat there watching it, and it was, yeah, it was just really, it's a special memory. It really is, watching that. I think about him every time I see it now. Yeah. So, all right, guys, might be a sleepy night. You know, our summer nights have been sleepy. They have been, but we are getting ready for a new moon this weekend, which I'm very excited about. I'm looking for my black moon oil. There it is, because we're in a new moon right now. You know, we're in that black moon, void moon phase right now. So I'm gonna get my black moon oil out. Get charged up here. Got some good messages coming in. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is well, because this has been intense. It's been some intense times. July really sucked for me. Oh, oh, that sounds amazing, Marie. I'm saying that sounds amazing. Oh, let's do the chart first. Let's do the chart first. Not a lot has changed up in our major planets since last week, to be honest. But I did print this out anyway, so we should take a look. We should take a look at it. So here we go. Happy birthday to all my Leos. We are right in the middle, guys. We are right in the middle, smack in the middle of Leo season. There is our sun at 14 degrees of Leo right now. Each planet goes to 29 degrees, so we literally are in the middle of the Leo season. It is traveling along this week with Mercury in conjunction to that sun, because they are 10 degrees or less apart from each other, both in the sign of Leo. Mercury is our planet of communication, thought, and mental acuity. So this is the way we converse, the way we think and express. Like I said, when Mercury is in Leo, people speak from the heart. People speak from the heart, because Leo is a very heart-oriented sign. It's generous, it's open, it's loving, it's creative. It can be egotistical, it can be passionate, prideful, all those things. Very, very bright energy. Very, very nice conjunction going on. So people will be acting and thinking from the heart largely. Mars is in the sign of Virgo here, and Venus is also still in our sign of Virgo. So we are traveling along, y'all, this week with Mars and Venus still in conjunction to each other in the sign of Virgo. Virgo, of course, is a sign of service to humanity, organization within community groups, and health, healing, agriculture, nutrition, and medicine. So Virgo energy, people are definitely motivated towards organization. They're motivated towards helping their fellow, man or woman, and they are absolutely thinking about taking good care of each other. So yeah, very nice energy this week to direct into selfless action. With Virgo energy in, you know, especially in Venus, it is really better to give than to receive this week. Absolutely, because Virgo energy is all about that. It's like, what can I do for you? Very selfless. It is the polarity of Pisces. Pisces is that way too. They're very selfless. Tonight the moon is in Cancer. So I think that's, you know, maybe this is why it's a sleepy Friday night. This is a homebody moon, okay? When the moon is in Cancer, people are like, I'm just chilling. I'm hanging out. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to take it easy. So we do, and the moon is happy in Cancer because the moon rules Cancer. So actually tonight I would say the moon is pretty happy, just kind of hanging out at home, relaxing and taking good care of itself. On the polarity, we do have a lot of polarity to this Leo energy because we do have Jupiter right now in the sign of Aquarius and Saturn as well in Aquarius. Jupiter has moved backward because it is now retrograde, so it has come out of that little preview that it was in Pisces over the last couple months, and it is back in the sign of Aquarius until the end of this year. So for all my Aquarians, this gives you a double dose of good luck, good fortune. Even though Jupiter is in reverse right now, you may feel like it backed up its car into your house of good luck because this is feeling like, hey, my luck is returning a little bit. Whenever Jupiter is in your sign, it always feels like it's blessing you a little bit. You might feel a little more expansive, a little more hopeful, a little more upbeat, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Saturn, of course, traveling along. We've got a lot of retrogrades because we're heading into our retrograde season big time when we're in the summer. So Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus soon, Neptune already. You know, we're all in a retrograde, and those stay retrograde about 5 months each, and they're direct for the rest of the year. You will feel this push-pull polarity, I think. You know, you might feel a little restless. Honestly, this week you might feel really kind of restless with this Leo Sun and Mercury, you know, bouncing against Jupiter. You may have a hard time settling down, calming down, feeling like you can sit still or stay in one place for very long because that makes that energy motion come up quite a bit, y'all. But overall, it's the energy this week is going to be somewhat similar to last week because our inner planets are really stationed in the same places. The only thing that's moving is the moon. You know, nothing is moving signs this particular week except Mercury. Mercury might be moving because it is only at 20 degrees. It might move by the end of this next week. So, you know, feel free to check your ephemeris to get even more details, but that's what our overall energy of the week is. It's pretty much steady as it goes. It's if last week was decent for you, then this week should be too. If last week was challenging for you, this one might be as well. But I think, of course, as we move along in those energies, it does get better for us. So let's go ahead and start our card readings for the evening. I'm going to start with our tuning forks. I've got the earth fork and the root chakra. So let's get grounded. That's just some grounded, nice homing energy for the evening. Yeah, Gwen, last week, I don't even want to talk. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to talk about it. Not here. Nope. Not bringing that vibe in. Not bringing that in. Last week sucked. And that's all I'll say. That's all I'm going to say about it. Good to see you too, Gwen. Yeah. We had a power outage here earlier. I wasn't even sure if I'd be coming on tonight because when power's out, I can't do these because my phone doesn't carry enough of a charge to get through a whole live stream. I have to keep it plugged in when I'm doing that. All right. Always feels good. And as always, we are going to burn a little sage and sweetgrass just to get some further clearing. All right, y'all. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to do the same layout. We've been doing this maybe for a month now, and I've really enjoyed it. It does make the readings a little bit quicker, so it is definitely more time efficient. And but I will be using this awesome deck. I love this, the Ibiza Tarot, the Oracle of Tanit. I will be laying out 12 cards, one card for each of the 12 zodiac signs in order from Aries on through to Pisces. And I will flip them. I'm going to keep them face down until I do the reading for each sign, so it'll be a little surprise for all of us when I see that come up. And I will pull some extra tarot to clarify that card and what your energy will be like surrounding it. Let me get, also, I forgot to grab a affirmation deck, but let me get that. I want to use the fairies. I'll use the fairy oracle tonight. I've been thinking about magical creatures, fairies and unicorns. I've been thinking a lot about those guys. Fairies are great elemental natural spirits, and they keep us very, very grounded. I love this card deck, by the way, the Oracle of Fairies. This is beautiful. The artwork on these is stunning. So even on the back of the card, it's so pretty. These are gorgeous. So yeah, we'll use these for our messages, for our affirmations tonight. And these are meant to be love readings, y'all. These are meant to be for our love, relationship, romance energies coming through. So whatever comes through for us, we will take it. All right, dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, and ancestors, please attend us tonight as we go through our beautiful zodiac, all 12 signs of our zodiac, to get a message and some messages for love and romance, relationship life. And no matter what folks are going through, whether they're coupled up, whether they are in separation or a long-distance relationship, or whether they are single, whatever their situation, bring it through whatever they need for their best and highest good. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to start out with Aries. Hope you guys are doing great this week. So Aries, this is a great time of the year for most of my Aries folks. It is Leo season. It's a fellow fire sign, and I feel like that brings a lot of good energy to you guys. So definitely take advantage of that, Aries. Take advantage of that wonderful fire energy that's coming through there. Let's flip over our first card and see what we got for you. Oh, we got the sea turtle. All right, Aries. So this week, you're coming through as the Page of Cups. This is a beautiful card, especially when it comes to a love and romance kind of reading, because it is, sensitive communication, romantic or emotional messages shared back and forth. Sometimes this can be someone apologizing to you, you apologizing to them. Laughter and humor are healing this week. Avoid shyness Accept compliments when due. Emotional struggles bring unconditional love. So it really is. It's like if you're, you know, on the outs with someone, if you've had a misunderstanding, if communication has not been great, I feel like Aries, this is a week that starts to turn around. You're either going to hear from them, they're going to hear from you. There's going to be some kind of nice mutual messages coming through, because our little sea turtle, our little Page of Cups, is all about that energy. It's very apologetic, very intuitive, very empathic. Let's get a little extra tarot, please, for Aries. Let's clarify this card for them this week. Oh, and look at that. Aries, I feel like this is a great week ahead for you in the love realm. Look at that Ace of Cups coming through. So I feel like a little apology or a little love or a little kindness, a little compassion and sympathy goes a long way for you this week. It's like you start with that little Page of Cups and then boom, Ace of Cups comes through and really blesses you with an overflowing heart and spirit. To me as well, gotta say, the Ace of Cups is like the hand of the divine getting involved in your love life, in your personal life. If you feel like you really need, you know, help, love, divine intervention, this is a week that's really great to, you know, talk to spirit, ask for what you need, because they're really listening to you. Let's get a clarifier on the Ace of Cups, please. And the Queen of Swords. So to me, this is a powerful clearing out. And I will tell you, Aries, there has been so much of this. I swear to goodness, last week you had the Queen of Swords twice in your reading. And that Libra energy has been coming through for Aries and vice versa. Aries and Libra are the polarity. And I have been pulling like so much Libra energy for the Aries folks and so much Aries energy for the Libra folks. It has been crazy. For like the last month, anybody that's been watching my videos knows, like, it's been really funny. So I feel like you could be working with a Libra or a water sign, you know, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But boy, to me, that Queen of Swords is like cutting out things that no longer serve you, suit you. You know, this could be really powerfully letting go of something that was painful from your past. It could really indicate somebody better coming in that, you know, isn't going to play games with you. It's so powerful. What a reading. Let's get a fairy oracle card as your affirmation for the week. Yeah, use your intuition. You're not accepting any funny business this week with that Queen of Swords. And the card of protection is coming out for you. So this is beautiful energy as well. I feel like the Queen of Swords is almost like she's kind of protecting your heart. Like you have a very soft, sensitive heart this week, very, you know, generous, giving, emotional, but you are protected at the same time. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual or emotional work. It feels very spiritual and very emotional this week for you, Aries. I feel like you're going to be very open-hearted, really sharing a lot of yourself with others. And it's just be mindful of who you open your heart to. Is it safe? And I feel like you are going to be protected. Very nice read. Very, very good read. I'm going to put that card to the side. And we're going to go on to our next sign, which is Taurus. So Taurus folks, how are you doing tonight? I hope you are great. Taurus, I still feel like this is a decent time for you. You've got Venus and Mars both in Virgo. Those are fellow earth signs. So those are really giving you some positive energy, giving you a really good boost. Even though you might feel a little bit like a rock and a hard place, because we do have a lot of Leo and Aquarius energy, which is squaring you. So you may have some pressure. You may have feel that kind of pinchy, challenged feeling, But you also have some good stuff going on that can really offset that. So we're going to do a little love reading for you, get a few messages for you. We're going to start out with our Oracle of Tanit. We pulled one card for each sign at the beginning of this evening. And so Taurus, let's see what comes up. Ooh, you are the mermaid this week. And this is the same as the Death card. Ooh, so this is a polarity card for you because a Scorpio card is connected to the Death card, right? Scorpio energy. Transformation. Embrace change. Your life depends on this transformation. Revealed and concealed, things opening up, old doors closing, new doors opening. This may be a very powerful week of transformation in your relationship life. Just because it's the Death card, I don't want you to be scared of that. That could just simply mean the death of an old way of being. It could be a death of your being single and starting to be in a couple. It could be a huge change from that, right? You could be, you know, finally moving in with someone, finally getting married, finally, you know, moving to the next level. You could be leaving behind a toxic old relationship or memories of a toxic old relationship that had held you back. So absolutely embrace change, embrace transformation this week, Taurus. Scorpio energy is also very passionate. It's very passionate. So if you are in a love relationship, it also does have the potential to go to that next fiery level. So let's get a little extra tarot, please, for Taurus. Let's clarify this card for them. Two of Wands. So like I said, I feel like, you know, one door closing, another door opening. Two of Wands is Aries energy, so it feels very like fresh, new beginnings, new doors opening. It's very, very strong. It's very strong. Let's get a clarifier on that, because to me, this can mean, you know, you're going forward as a couple. A lot of times, you know, the Two of Wands involves two people. Sometimes, I mean, if you're single, you're embarking on something new. Could be embarking on a new relationship for my single Tauruses. For my couple Tauruses, you're probably getting together and doing something new with your partner. And we have the Nine of Swords on top of that. So to me, you may feel like stressed this week. I'm just saying, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised by that at all, Taurus, because we do have a lot of square energy to your sign this week. That can really bring greater potential for anxiety, challenges, feelings of being blocked, just generally worrying. And it may not even be worries about much of anything real. It's just a feeling that you have. You might have a hard time getting to sleep and stuff like that because you've got a lot on your mind. I would say that this is not something to worry about too much, but I know, Taurus, you're very rooted, you're very earthy, you don't like big changes, and this could be a week of big changes. Like there could be some real shifting going on in your life, which makes you feel stressed out. So I really want you to make sure that you're not pulling into that too much, right? Instead of being worried about the changes and worried about the new developments, try to get excited about it instead of letting it, you know, worry or frustrate you. Let's get a message from the fairies for you, from the Fairy Oracle. Let's get an affirmation, please, for Taurus. I like this. Yes, the music card. Taurus, I think you are a very musical sign, very creative sign, because you are ruled by Venus. So listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. I would also say that for my coupled up Taurus folks, go to a concert, listen to music with your significant other. If you're single, it may be time to get out and go to a concert. You may meet somebody very, very special in a setting like that. Very nice. Very healing. Music is super cathartic. I couldn't do without it, I'll tell you that. All right. And we are on to Gemini. All right, Gemini, I hope you're doing good this week. Oh my goodness, I hope everything is well. This is going to be your love and romance messages for this week ahead. I have already pulled one card from the Ibiza Tarot, and I'm going to flip that over and show you what your card of the week is. And it is the Dolphin. That is the same as the King of Cups. This is very, very strong Cancerian energy. Very heart healing, making good decisions about your love life. The message is a person who seems distant but can help you greatly. Accept their advice. This can be a really wonderful kind of person coming in, or you embodying this kind of energy, Gemini, where you step up and you say, you know what? I know what I want in love. I know what the best decision is to make for me, for my emotions and my heart. This can be very healing and trustworthy people that surround you as well. You may be dealing with it. You might be working with a Cancer this week, because to me the King of Cups is that Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. But it is overall, it's like you're making wise decisions this week, very focused on making wise decisions with your emotional life. So let's get into a little more tarot for you, Gemini. Let's see what we have for you. And the Three of Wands, very nice. So I think as well, you're going to be, waiting for things to come to you more than you chasing them down. And when I think about that King of Cups, I do think about that guy, sitting on that throne and not making really big moves. It's more of a healing and an energy that's going on within. You don't have to chase it down. And I also feel, Gemini, that this is a week where the right people come to you. And you kind of already know that. Like, if they're meant to be yours, if they're meant to be in your life, and you've already kind of put the messages out, you put the energy out to that person, you don't have to chase them. Like, they know where you are. Let them come to you. You sit back on your throne this week. You make good choices for yourself. Continue to work on heart healing, and emotional stability. Let's clarify our Three of Wands. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you might be there's a little bit of caution, maybe a little hesitation, it's like, because even if that person comes to you, you might be a little careful to receive them, because I feel, Gemini, like you've gone through some things. You've gone through some stuff that has really caused you to have to do some heart healing, some emotional recovery work. And that's why you're coming from a position of the King of Cups this week. And now you're like, I'm going to be more careful in the future who I accept into my heart and into my love life, right? You're going to be more careful. And so the Four of Pentacles, it's a little bit of a cautionary card, because it says it's okay to be, it's okay to have, good forethought. It's okay to be careful about the moves you make, or take it a little slower. Just don't turn it into a thing where you can't let down your guard at all, right? Because there's that fear of being taken advantage of, right? And so it's like, if you can't even let down that guard a little bit and let people in and trust you, then it's going to be really hard to make, forward motion happen. So those are the things that I would say about this week. But overall, I feel very positive, because you're coming from a place where you are really being considerate of your own feelings and emotions, which is very, very nice. Let's get a fairy message for my Geminis. Geminis, y'all are little fairies. You are. even in this card, they gave you wings. You are. Let's get into one affirmation for Gemini, please. Moderation. Great card. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. That's perfect, because it is. This is a week of balance and love. Is there something you shouldn't be eating or doing? Try to be mindful and healthy. Although the fairies say a little bit of what you love is fine, right? Yeah. And I think that, as you apply this to love, right? It's the moderation. Like I said, you don't need to chase. And you don't need to let someone 100% yet if you're not comfortable with that. But moderate it, right? Pace yourself. You don't have to rush. But don't just sit still either. It's a balance. That card actually makes me think of temperance, because it's that moderation. Very nice. Really like that read. You gotta balance the two sides of yourself, Gemini. You got two twins. You gotta balance both sides. All right, let's move on to our Cancers for the week. Oh my gosh, let's see how we are doing out there, all my fabulous crabs. Oh my, tonight is a nice moon. We got our moon in Cancer tonight. It's a very homebody, kind of home-loving, nurturing sort of moon. Nice energy this evening. All right, so your card this week, Cancer, from the Ibiza Tarot is the Owl. Ah, love the Owl. Our air energy, our Knight of Swords. Turbulent times can be avoided by quick and decisive action. Loss and conflict are possible, so be clear on your beliefs and your ideas. Very strong Gemini energy on the Knight of Swords, all air signs, Libra, Aquarius, because to me, many times the Knight of Swords is something or someone coming in with a lot of information for you, or your mind is moving very quickly this week. But I really do like seeing this owl. The owl spirit to me, brings that kind of insight and intuition. To me, it is kind of connected to the moon, your ruling luminary, because, owls are out at night. They see behind, they can see through the dark. They can see through anything that's unclear and get to the heart of the matter. So we love my owls. They're my friends. They're my nighttime friends. Let's see what we have got coming up for your tarot. Let's get a little clarification on this. Yeah, if you feel like things are chaotic or difficult, it's time to take action. It's time to speak up for what you want and what you need. And we have our Judgment card. Woo, powerful. That's some Scorpio energy. What's one of the Scorpio power cards right there? The Judgment to me is the higher vibration of the Death card, and it does rule recovery, resurrection, rebirth, regenerative action. It's the phoenix from the ashes. So it's like there could be something in your life that's being recovered this week, Cancer. You could be resurrecting after a really difficult time. There could be a relationship in your life that you thought, oh, that's dead in the water. That ain't gonna heal. It's not gonna come back together. And then it does, right? It could be the return or the healing of something that was very intense. Let's get a clarifier on the Judgment card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. A lot of Cancers do deal with Scorpios because, that's a fellow water sign, which is quite positive for you. You could have a Scorpio coming back around into your life. They don't have to be a Scorpio, but it's just that feeling of like some kind of resurrection and love. Let's get a clarifier, please, on Judgment for Cancer. Page of Wands, that's a new start. That's a new start. Look at that. Page of Wands is Aries energy. That's a new beginning. And it's a happy energy. Like, Page of Wands is a happy energy, right? It's a childlike, joyful, upbeat, new beginnings and vitality. I will also tell you, Cancer, with this combination, if you don't want to get pregnant this week, take precautions, because this is a very, fertile energy. It is. Scorpio is very sexual, and Page of Wands is like one of our child cards. I'm just telling you. It's not going to be for all of you, but I'm just saying. When you see that, yeah. Let's get a message from the Fairy Oracle for your affirmation here, Cancer. Precious time. Yeah. I like that. Precious time. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste your time or others' time either. Ooh. Yeah, to me, I feel like this is a week, Cancer, or I would say time is of the essence. And you have to, if you want something to happen, you got to speak up. Because if you don't, the time will pass you by. Timing is a funny thing, right? It really is. So it's like if you see somebody or something you want, you got to go for it. And if you don't, it may pass you by, right? That's The same goes, you know, somebody might really be making a move towards you. Yeah, yeah, very true. These reads are nice. I'm liking the energy tonight. Very good stuff. All right. Leo in the house. Happy birthday, Leos. We are right in the middle of Leo season, y'all. I'm feeling it. I hope you guys are doing great. This is definitely Leo's power time of the year. And we're getting ready for our awesome Sunday. I will be live streaming. We'll be doing a new moon Lionsgate event because 8/8 is our Lionsgate day. That is the day that the Earth is the closest to galactic center, and it is during that time of Leo. It's beautiful. So Leo, let's go ahead and see what's going on for you in love and romance. I'm going to flip over your card from the Ibiza Tarot. This I pulled before we started our readings tonight. So this is your card coming through, and it is the Pine Tree, same as the Chariot card in the traditional tarot. So the Chariot is Cancer energy, very strongly. It is attached to that feeling of victory, success, emotional, you know, understanding and balance. And so the message on this is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, answers found after overcoming a test, courage, travel, discovery, you know, it's a spiritual struggle and achievement. So you may really, this is a strong week. That's a strong week. To me, the Chariot card is very strong for emotional understanding, balance, recovery, and ultimately a victory. Ultimately a victory coming through there, Leo. Let's get into some extra tarot for you to deepen these messages. You might be working with a Cancer, you know, this week, or someone that has that kind of water energy, that nurturing energy. Could be Scorpio, Pisces, or just somebody that has that kind of loving, nurturing kind of side, even if that's not their sign, because that is very much what that is about. King of Swords. Woo! Leo, you might be making some plans. Might be making some plans this week. King of Swords is Aquarius energy. It is your polarity. Interesting enough, you know, we have Jupiter and Saturn right now in Aquarius that are opposing your sign. So you may feel the push-pull of this. Some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius or an air sign. I feel a lot of air and water in this. But my feeling is you're really looking to make good plans, thinking about the future. Might be cutting yourself off from anybody or anything negative in your love and romance life, very possibly. You may be holding some people at arm's length a little bit if you're not too happy with them. You might be doing that, Leo. Let's get a clarifier on this King of Swords. Oh my goodness. Or someone might be holding you at arm's length and you might not like it so much, right? Because the King of Swords energy can be kind of emotionally standoffish, a little bit aloof, a little bit detached. You could be with somebody who seems distracted this week, Leo. Very possibly. You could be, or they could be, right? Because of the Seven of Cups, that's a lot. That is a lot. Wow. You know, there's a lot of options on your table. They might be working on quite a bit. You may be working on quite a bit. You might have almost a feeling of confusion. And as a result, that causes you to be a little bit emotionally detached or cut off. I would say don't worry too much about this. I think this is, like, if you're in a relationship, Leo, and you're feeling a little bit of distance from your honey, I wouldn't worry too much about that, because I feel like this is just something where either you or them or both, like, you've got a lot on your plate this week, and you might be really working to sort of simplify and make some big decisions, because the Seven of Cups is always a need to make decisions and not procrastinate anymore. So that may be a very strong feeling. I do feel like it'll be okay, though. I really do. I feel like things will turn out well for you. I don't think this is going to be a thing where it stays that way forever. But I do think this is a week where there is a little bit of emotional navigation because of that Chariot. You got to navigate some ups and downs here. Sometimes you may feel very emotionally connected, and there's going to be other times where it's like you kind of wonder where their head is or yours is. Yeah. Let's get a message from the fairies on this for Leo. Let's get a little affirmation. Let's see what extra we can get on this for you guys. But don't worry too much. I think that's the main thing. This is a week of planning, simplification, cutting anything, you know, that's stressing you out of your life, and making some decisions, making some choices about how to proceed, what you want to do in the future. Yeah, there is an energy of new beginnings here. Yeah, definitely. There feels like there might be some things that you're letting go of. Yeah, and choosing to make some new choices, to start some new beginnings or projects. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a child. And you know, Leo, it's interesting, you know, Leo and Cancer both are signs that deal with children and child energy. So for some of you, that could be like the thing that's got you all up in your head and making a lot of decisions. Could be the birth of a child or finding out you're pregnant. That's not going to be for everyone, of course. But like it said, it can also be the birth of new ideas, new beginnings. King of Swords is very much about ideas, Leo. So be open to that. I feel like there is some new beginning energy coming in for you this week. And yeah, you're going to have to make some choices. You're going to have to do a little fancy footwork. But emotionally, I think you can handle it. The Chariot card is a very positive card. But you may be really like, ooh, new family, new home. Yeah, new ideas around the home. All that could be part of your love life this week. Quite a read there, Leo. Quite a read. Let's see what we've got for our Virgos. Oh, and thank you for that. Thank you for that donation, Colin. I appreciate that. I saw that come in. I'm just kind of going through these real quick. I actually just got my first COVID shot yesterday, so my arm is a little sore, but I'm feeling fine. Like I don't feel sick or too sluggish or anything. So yeah, but I'm excited. I work from home, so I haven't really felt the need to do it yet, but I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to be like doing a little traveling later this year and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm really glad I did. All right, so Virgo, let's go ahead and get into that. So let's see what's going on for you. Venus and Mars are both in the sign of Virgo this week, actually. I feel like that's very, very positive for you. It's bringing you a lot of good energy, a lot of power of charisma, attraction, and magnetism are all on your side right now. So let's go ahead. I'm going to flip over your tarot card of the week from the Ibiza Tarot to see what your energy is. Aha! And we have it. It is the octopus. It is the same as the Knight of Cups. Victory through cleverness and knowledge. Ooh. Pisces energy. Very strong Pisces on that Knight of Cups. That is definitely like love life coming in. It's very, very good. It's a good energy. To me, that's like emotional offers back or forth, right? Victory through cleverness and knowledge. I would also say it's victory through using your intuition and your emotions. That's that good old, lover boy or lover girl coming in on the horse with the cup, right? So it's like, it's the love offers. It's that, will you take my cup of love, Virgo? Yes or no? So let's see. Let's see what comes up around this card. Let's get a couple on this extra for our Virgos, please. I like it. This could be not only a love offer, but this could also be like, I don't know, a business offer because of this Nine of Pentacles. And to me, this reading especially will speak to my single or separated Virgos, or people maybe in a long distance relationship, because to me, Nine of Pentacles, number one, is a Virgo power card, by the way. It is a Virgo card in the tarot. So to me, this is really you seated in your power, Like, you might be doing really well or feel like you're really going in the right direction, especially when it comes to your work, your career, your business. You're feeling like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm planting my seeds. I'm growing my garden. I'm feeling pretty darn good, right? And that may be partly what attracts this love offer, because they see how good you're doing. They're like, hey, check Virgo out over there, hanging out in their garden. And you may be kind of like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need you to come do anything, you know? You might be a little bit reticent to it at first, because sometimes that Nine of Pentacles is my single and loving it card. You're like, I'm good without you. Let's see what clarifies this card, please. And the Judgment. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I feel like, you know, these are general, but I really feel this reading is stronger for my single or my separated Virgos. Like, if you haven't heard from your person in a while, or if you're single and you feel like, hey, I haven't gotten a love offer or haven't been asked on a date in a while, that's what this feels like, especially with Judgment, though. It feels like somebody coming back around. As you know, this is some strong Scorpio energy, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio very strongly this week, or someone that has that kind of energy, very kind of intense. To me, like I say, Judgment is a higher vibration of the Death card. After the transformation, this is the rebirth, the resurgence, the recovery, the phoenix from the ashes. So this could be really somebody like coming back in this week, Virgo. These are some strong cards that point to that kind of thing. They really are. Let's get an affirmation from the Fairy Oracle. Love offers given or received. Love returning in some way, shape, or fashion. Somebody you haven't heard from in a while coming back around. Somebody kind of waking up after a you know, metaphorical emotional sleep. Wow, look at this. Virgo, lost and found. If there's somebody been lost for a while, what was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairies. Sometimes they can help us to find things we never even realized were lost. Lost love, lost connection, somebody coming back around. I'm telling you what, it's a very strong message this week from my Virgos. Will you accept them into your life? That's the real question. That's the question. I know, and I feel that for you, especially, Gwen, because I know, and you're dealing with Scorpio. I mean, that's like, I feel like that might just be your read. That's yours. Yeah. I know that rings pretty true to me. Always amazes me how much we can get out of just a 3-card reading. It's like, whoa, it's a lot. It's a lot. You got a cold in the summer. Wow, yeah, those are the worst. It's rare, too. It's rare to get something like that in the summer. Did you get, you should get a test, David. Even if you don't think you've got COVID, you should get a test just to rule it out. Just to rule it out. I would, because it's free to do it. Just get a test and make sure that's not what it is. Yeah. Beef up your vitamin C and your vitamin D3. Those are the things that to me really help build immunity. I haven't been sick in a very long time because I haven't been going out, you know. I've just been staying home. I'm just glad I went ahead and got the first shot yesterday for it. Definitely makes me feel a little more confident. I don't think it's a thing that it's going to like prevent you from getting sick at all, but it will help alleviate it. Oh, she was too sick too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. Hopefully it'll go away quick. Usually when it's a warmer month, it goes away quicker. It's not as rough as when it's cold. All right. All right, my Libras. I hope you guys are doing good. Libra, I am excited for August 15th that's coming up. I am, because that's when Venus will be moving into your sign. I really feel like it's going to do us all a lot of good. It will. I feel like that's going to help bring a lot of things into balance for you. So this is your love and romance messages for the week. I am going to start out with one card from the Ibiza Tarot. I laid all of these out before we started our readings, and I'm going to flip that over for you. And it is the Alpine Swift. That is your card of the week. That's your energy. Page of Swords. Page of Swords is very, very strong Gemini energy. Could also be your sign, Libra, Aquarius. Very strong air energy. Reason and judgment are required to make important decisions. Analyze and act quickly. To me, the Page of Swords is a couple of things, Libra. The first thing that it is, obviously, because it is a page, it is a messenger. So, you know, a Page of Swords, which is the air element, the communication element, it's a lot of information being brought in, just like it says. You know, there's a lot of things that come in and you have to kind of make decisions around it, analyze, act quickly, process that information. So when it comes to love and romance, you may be getting a lot of messages, a lot of communication back and forth between you and someone else, or you and a prospective partner. The other thing that I'm going to say, the more difficult part of it, is the side of it that can be that gossip energy, right? You know, because sometimes the Page of Swords is a little chatterbug, and it doesn't always get its story straight. So I would say, Libra, when it comes to your love life, your relationship life, don't believe any gossip you hear. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's always the thing I say about that card. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Let's get a little bit of extra info on your reading for the evening. Please show us our Libra spirit for the week in love and romance. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, there's that energy of worry around this with that Nine of Swords, and that's why I say, don't believe everything you hear. If there's somebody actively trying to mess with a relationship you've got, you know, like maybe you've got someone really good in your life or something really good going on, and somebody's jealous and they got to say something nasty to try to, you know, throw it off. Don't listen to that, right? Nine of Swords to me is also many times worrying over nothing, right? So make sure that if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling any pressure this week, Libra, you know, take some time, meditate, breathe in, breathe out, get in a calmer spot so that you can really decide if what you're worried about or what's causing you anxiety is actually worth that, right? Because most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's just thoughts and worries that go around in our heads. Could be a little bit of those sleepless nights too. Let's get a clarifier. How can we help Libra with this Nine of Swords? Seven of Pentacles. I love it. Yeah, this is good advice too. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles is a slow and steady wins the race. So, you know, something may not be moving as quickly as you would like in a relationship, Libra. There could be, you know, negative people or toxic people surrounding you that are saying nasty things about your relationship or just discouraging you. So I would totally tune it out. I would get grounded, get centered, and weed your garden, right? I mean, have good communication with your partner or prospective partner. Don't let, you know, negative people or people that don't even know what they're talking about get in the way, right? Don't even do that. So this is really about, you know, cultivating a good relationship by just, you know, talking the issues out, talking the problems out. Libras are very gifted at, you know, counseling and diplomacy. you guys know how to bring peace where there's chaos. So I really feel like you're going to turn out fine this week. But there is a lot of like, there is that air energy going on, and it could be kind of stressful. Just giving you all that heads up. So let's get a message from the fairies for our Libras. We're going to use the Fairy Oracle this week for our affirmations. I love it. Yes. Believe in magic. Believe in spirit. Don't get too bogged down by the external chatter. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The Fairy of the Northern Lights is reminding you you are part of nature, so you are magical too. All right? So believe in your own divinity this week. Do the spiritual work that you're guided to do. Don't let things drag you into the realm of stress and anxious fears. Yeah, Maria, I heard a little bit what you were saying, a little bit of that. But yeah, it's gotten kind of bad here. Like, not as much maybe in Georgia, but like Florida is gone crazy. It's bad. It's bad down there right now. Like, you don't want to go down there. It's overrun. Yeah. Yeah. It's overrun with new COVID cases in Florida right now. Because they're not being careful. You know, they've relaxed the, use of masks, and people just aren't being careful. It's like, to me, it's just common sense. It's not a big deal to wear a mask in public. Remember to wash your hands more. To me, I feel like we should be doing that anyway, especially in the winter. We could really cut back on flu and colds and all that if we were just a little bit more hygienic. Don't get me going. I don't have any planets in Virgo, but that's where I get real Virgo-y. I've always been that way. I'm like, you know what would it kill people? To just be a little bit more, it's not a big deal to me at all. Like, I've been using masks in big public places for years before COVID was ever a thing. Like when I go on on an airplane or a big crowded concert or something, I've always, just wear a little filter mask. It's not a big deal. And it's so easy. It's just an easy step to take, and it keeps you from infecting someone else. It keeps them from infecting you. It's not foolproof. I mean, sure, it's not 100% effective every time, but it sure does help, because I am the kind of person, unfortunately, I'm pretty healthy, but I do pick up colds really easily. And when I fly, I almost always would get sick, and I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I decided to just, wear a basic little medical mask, nothing too fancy. And I just started wearing them on planes about 4 years ago, and I noticed I never got sick. I started using a mask on airplane, and I didn't get it anymore. And I was like, you know what? This is working. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if people look at me funny. I don't want them around me anyway. Yeah, I can't, I embrace my inner hypochondriac. Yeah, sure. I mean, somebody that talks and sings for a living, you got to stay well as much as you can. You don't want a respiratory infection. You just don't. You don't want a cold. You don't want a flu. You don't want any of that crap. You don't want the laryngitis if you can help it, And there's been times when I've, had to fly to go do concerts or go do, music and perform. And there's nothing worse than like getting there and having some kind of throat crud and you can barely sing. No, it's the worst. So I have no problem wearing a mask and washing my hands a little more. Airplanes are gross. Yeah, exactly. It's a good idea. It's not a big deal, y'all. We can just do it. We would get so much more done because people wouldn't be sick so often, Fancy that. Yeah, humming is great, David, but you know what? When you've got like a serious if you got a bad sore throat, you ain't singing. You ain't singing nothing. Hey, Ms. Mindful, good to see you. It's been a minute. Good to see you. All right, let's get, yeah. I'm not going to get into that, William. I do think the masks help. They have helped me, but that's all I'll say about it. They have worked for me because every time I flew before I started using them, I'd get sick, and after I started using them, I never did. So I think it does help to a degree. Mostly it makes you more mindful of not touching your eyes and your nose, which is usually how you get sick the easiest anyway. It's by touching something that's got the germs on it and you touch your face. So having a mask, it kind of reminds you, hey, don't be touching on your eyes and your nose until you wash your hands. So I really think that that's part of it too. But they have definitely helped me. So, you know, people can do what they want, but I'm going to keep using them. Definitely. Because it's proven to have worked. I mean, like, there was one winter after I started using masks on planes, and I flew like probably 3 or 4 times during a winter, and normally I would have got sick every time, but I didn't get sick at all. And it was like the first time I'd ever been able to do that. I was like, wow, this really does help. So yeah, I was quite all right, Scorpio, let's see what we got for you. Let's see what we've got for you. I know, Ms. Mindful. She's like, I don't want to hear about it. Yeah, no, I know, right? It's just on my mind because I got my shot yesterday. It's on my mind. All right, Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hope all is well. I know Leo time can be a little bit of a crunch for my Scorpios for sure. The card that I pulled for you, the Ibiza Tarot, you got the one like wild card in the tarot. Like, you didn't get an actual tarot card. I never knew that there was this card in this deck, but it's the card of Bess, B-E-S. And the message is party time, let go, forget about everything, and come back tomorrow with Jupiter energy on it. So Scorpio, you did get the wild card this week. This is basically telling you that when it comes to love and relationships this week, maybe take a break. Don't worry about it. Take time to yourself. If something's been worrying you a lot, let it go. It says forget about everything and come back later. Just, you know, go have a good time. So Scorpio, you're getting a huge message in your love reading this week to just relax. To just relax. Let's get a little extra tarot on this. If we get party time tarot cards on it, you know, Scorpio, this is your week to just whip it up and don't stress about a darn thing. I'm feeling that song. Don't you worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright, Scorpio. Yeah, the Hierophant. Get grounded this week. Trust in the divine. Stay on your divine path. That's some nice Taurus energy here for you. Come back to center. Yeah. You don't have to let people in this week if you don't want to. The Hierophant, you know, holds the keys to the secret kingdom, right? Let me get a clarifier on that for you. And the King of Pentacles. Ooh, Scorpio. You got some nice Taurus energy this week. Both of these cards are power cards for Taurus. Wow. So you could have a Taurus in your life, very possible. But it's like, if they're causing you or have been causing any stress, or your love partner's been causing you any stress, it's like, no. You're on island time this week. You're on vacation time. Even if you're not actually on vacation, Scorpio, you are on an emotional vacation this week. This is telling you, no stress, don't worry. To me, the Hierophant and the Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, this is both grounded, balanced, stable, earthy, rooted, secure. Nothing shaking you this week. Like, things might be tough in life. Things might be, people might be coming and bringing you problems or stress. And this is like, no, like, it's just like, no, I don't have time for that. And if you've been going through a place where you have felt really ungrounded or really kind of up in the air, it's time to get it back down to earth. It's a very earthy reading for this week. Anybody causing you stress in your love or relationship life, they gotta have a time out. If they can't bring you good stuff, then they can't bring anything this week. You know, this is you, like, just really getting stable, grounded, and getting to kind of enjoy your life a little bit. You know, the King of Pentacles is a king that makes good decisions with finances and money. He works hard, but he's also that Taurus energy. Look at the fruit, right? Always has that fruit, the vine, right? The grapes, the harvest. It's like he also takes time to enjoy the efforts, you know, the rewards of the effort. So to me, it's like, if you've been working really hard, Scorpio, this is a week that you get to just enjoy what you've worked so hard for. Let's get a fairy message on it for our affirmations, please. Inner child. Yeah. I mean, to me, it is. This is about, like, really nurturing you. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but be safe at the same time. Yeah. Just like you would with your own child. Treat yourself like that inner child this week. It's so, so nice. I love it. That feels so good, Scorpio. Grounded, steady, stable, taking good care of yourself. Going within if you need to. You don't have to keep the door open. But I love that that card came up. That's the party time card. My little Scorpio party animals. Hey, Silver Star. I'm glad you were able to make it. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see what we've got for you this week. My Saggies. Well, my Saggies are doing good. I don't think we have any in the chat right now tonight, but they'll be seeing this later. So Sagittarius, we are in Leo season. Very, very good for you. It's a fellow fire sign. So I feel like energy is pretty darn good for the Sagittarians. We have got the Ibiza Tarot card. I pulled all of these, all 12, before we started the readings tonight. So this is your card that's coming out. And it is, for the week, the Seahorse. Water Queen, our Queen of Cups. That's our Scorpio Queen. So very intense, very deep. Really a strong card of personal and emotional boundaries. Woo. You know, there's a lot of water coming up. A lot of our signs have been represented by water cards. We've had the Page of Cups, the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Now we got the Queen. We have definitely, a lot of people I feel are going to be very emotional this week. There's going to be a lot of emotion. That's just what I feel, because we've gotten a lot of these, you know, these main cards that we're pulling for each sign have been water suits. They've been water. So change happens from within. Assistance in the form of a counselor or good listener. You know, when it comes to love and romance, because these are your love and romance messages of the week, Sagittarius, this could be a great week to get, you know, a counselor, to seek, you know, some kind of help, especially in a relationship that needs a little help, needs a little understanding, to foster better communication. To me, the Queen of Cups is very strong about her personal boundaries. She doesn't let just anybody into her life. If you're single or dating, Sagittarius, this is also a week where, you know, listen to your intuition, because the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. And, you know, it's like she's not going to just let anybody in that she doesn't feel comfortable with. You do not have to feel bad whatsoever about closing off, you know, closing the door, closing the energy to anyone that doesn't treat you right or doesn't feel right to you. But this is a great card. You know, to me, it's Queen of Cups is so strong that way in love because she is intuitive, she's caring, she's loving, she's magical, very empathic, but she also really knows how to honor her personal emotional boundaries, right? And if somebody's pushing those boundaries, she's just, you know, she's not mean about it. She's just like, no, this is what I said. This is what I will accept. Let's get into a few cards for Sagittarius, please. Yeah, because you got the high standards. Sagittarius, don't settle for less this week. 10 of Pentacles. That's the whole enchilada right there. That's the money in the bank, trustworthy people, feeling grounded and stable, potential for long-term commitment, long-term, you know, plans and goals. So that's why I say, like, if this is something where you're already in this relationship, this could be getting more solid on what are those long-term plans and goals. If there's something that needs to be healed, this can be a powerful week of counseling or mediation. But if you're single or dating, you've got high standards and you should keep them there. Don't settle for less. Let's get a clarifier, you know, because it's like we even got the dogs in the card. The dogs, the symbol of protection and loyalty, right? People that are loyal. And 8 of Cups, yes. Whew. 8 of Cups, because to me, Sagittarius, you're only going to stick around for this. And if it's not this, you're going to leave it, right? The 8 of Cups. For some of y'all, you might actually be moving beyond something that's not emotionally or spiritually fulfilling anymore, right? For some of you, you could be leaving something that's like that. But mostly what I feel about this is that if it's not this, you're out of there. That's the way I feel. Like you just, it's like if you find out that somebody's kind of sketchy or if they stand you up, it's like there's not a second chance for that, right? There's just not. Look what's on the bottoms. I haven't done bottom of the deck cards for these reads, but I'm going to do them for you because I'm just blown away by it. Look at that. We got the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of this as well, and the 10 of Swords. I feel like Sagittarius, that 10 of Swords is telling me you've been there, you've done that, you've been through the ringer, you've been through the betrayals, you've been through the heartaches, you've come full circle from those difficult situations, you know? And the double 10 of Pentacles is like, you know what? I know what I want and deserve, and it's not that. Yeah, you really come into a place where you're demanding better from your relationships, which is excellent. So let's get into a message from the Fairy Oracle. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius for this week. A little extra boost to see what's on this. Oh, I like this card. Very pretty. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. And I really like that combination, Saggy, because we have that seahorse, that Queen of Cups, and this is, to me, feeling very Queen of Cups. It's like really listening to your intuition. Getting in touch with the cosmos. You might want to do a little stargazing this week, Sagittarius. Take a little drive into the country and look at the stars. Commune with the cosmos. If you have somebody special that you want to do that and you feel that they are worthy of your time, you might take them along with you. That's a nice read. Yeah, I like your new little picture, your little icon there, David. It's pretty. I like the colors of it. It's quite perfect for a tarot channel chat. It looks nice, yeah. Sometimes it's nice to go incognito on these social sites, I tell ya. I kind of been feeling like that myself these days. I'm like, I've had that thought sometimes lately, like to just, you know, start doing what most other readers do and just get a camera that just shows my cards and my hands instead of my face. It's easier. It's easier because you don't got to get dressed up, put your makeup on to do that. You just hands, you know, just hands. There's a lot of tarot readers out there. No one has a clue what they look like because they never put their face on their channel. They just, you know, do the hands and the cards. There's pros and cons to that. You know, it's like that's an easier way in some ways, but it's also like easier for people to steal your content that way too. That's the only negative thing. Is that, you know, there are people that will try to start their own channels, like, and they'll steal your content and try to, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool, David. Very cool. Yeah. That's good. It's your own sky. It's not just a stock photo. Yeah, but if your own face is on the, that's right. They're all after your ginger hair. They're after your ginger hair, David. Right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there you go, Silver Star. Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we got for our Capricorns. Ah, what a week it's been, Capricorn. I tell you what, I'm glad we're in the energy of August. I really, really am. July was rough for me. I don't know if it was for my other Capricorns, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Capricorn. It was tough. I will say though, for my Capricorns, Venus and Mars are in Virgo right now, and that's a fellow Earth sign, so that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, David. All right, so Capricorn, here is your card for the week. I already pulled all 12 of these out before we started. So in love and romance, your main card, your identifying personal energy is the Sun, Capricorn. Look at that. The Sun will come out. Look at that. That's the most positive card in the tarot. My goodness. Good fortune. You can achieve your goals and dreams. The sun is shining. Holiness and cycles of the world. So Capricorn, this could be a week where fate and destiny and good luck are really returning to you. You feel like things are finally moving your way a little bit more. The sun, of course, is aligned very strongly with Leo rulership. We are in the middle of Leo energy. Leo does represent the 8th house of Scorpio to Capricorn, so we really are doing a bit of a deep dive, you know, during Leo season. All Capricorns do a little bit of an emotional and psychological deep dive. Don't be surprised if you're feeling that. Don't be surprised, but this to me is a very positive card. It's the most positive card. So I also would say, you know, this new moon in Leo that's going to be on the 8th, our Lionsgate day, 8/8, that's going to be very powerful for you as well. Again, the Lionsgate date, that 8/8, is when the Earth, our physical Earth, is the closest to the universal galactic center. So it really is a powerful time of centering and better energy. So let's get some tarot on this for our Capricorns. Let's see what we got, y'all. A little extra messages for the goat. Yeah! Capricorn is really embracing the Leo energy for this week ahead with our Queen of Wands. She is my Leo queen with her little black cat, which is a symbol of magic and the esoteric. This to me really says that when it comes to whatever your relationship life is doing this week, be warm, be generous, open-hearted, forgiving, compassionate, fun, upbeat, looking at the positives rather than the negatives, stepping into your power. Whether you're single, coupled, or in separation, Capricorn, it's really time to let your light shine. It's really like, I feel like the lights are coming on. You also might be dealing with a Leo or somebody that has that kind of Leo energy. If you have somebody like that in your life, they're going to be a very positive source of fun, brightness, laughter, all of that. Let's get a clarifier on our Queen of Wands for Capricorn. This is nice. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. So there is a nice building energy going on here. I feel like this is a great week to enlist the help of your community, or to get, you know, partnered up with other people to realize your dreams and goals. You know, in the realm of love and relationship, it can really be like saying, you know what, we need some help, or I need some help, and I need to enlist my friends to get us going, right? This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's see what's on the bottom. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Oh, and the Queen of Wands again. Wow, Capricorn. Love offers. More Leo energy. This is a very positive week. It's a very positive feeling week. And I feel like just that positive energy that you feel from the Sun, from the Queen of Wands, I feel like it affects your work this week. Of course, everything affects Capricorn's work, because if you've been feeling kind of down, if love hasn't been going so good, or just your energy has been kind of depressed, I feel like this really strong, beautiful solar energy is like, it's lifting you up. And when Capricorns feel lifted up, guess what they do? They go get working. They go get doing. You go get building. You start putting things together. This is so nice. Let's get a message from the fairies on this, from the fairy oracle for Capricorns, please. You got the stargazing card too, just like Sagittarius did. I love this card. To me, it really reminds you to take that break and tune in with the universe. And it's interesting, like I said, about the Lion's Gate. You know, that's that real, it's a very cosmic alignment. So when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So Capricorn, get outside, check out the stars. It's a great week for it because it's a new moon, so we don't really have like that big full moon that's going to be, you know, obscuring the stars. If you can, take a little drive or a little trip to the country so you can really see them nice and clear. I tell you, you know, that's a big reason I like to take walks at night, is because I love to be able to see the stars. It just re-energizes me, makes me feel so much happier. Beautiful read. Oh my gosh, I feel like we needed that so bad. I'm just, thank you, Spirit, thank you, universe, for that one, because it's been some heavy times this week, for real. Like it has been for the goaties. Woo, I'll spray a little holy water on that. I know, guys. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Well, not glad. Don't want you to be sad, but it definitely makes me realize that it's like an energy. Because I was saying there's just something going on this week. It was just very tough. Very tough. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I'm putting my hand up. Super emotional. All right, Aquarius. What we got? Oh, my aquas. Oh, my aquas. A lot of stuff going on with Aquarius right now, because Jupiter went backwards, went in retrograde, and it went back into your sign. So that's not a bad thing. That's actually a very good thing. Jupiter will be in Aquarius for the rest of the year. Jupiter is a planet of good luck, good fortune, abundance. So I just feel like, you know, this next 6 months, anything that you do, you know, 5-6 months, yeah, anything that you do is just really blessed. And it's going to benefit you in the long run. Yeah, anything that you initiate, you know, over this next couple months especially, you're really going to feel it. So we have chosen, I picked one card from the Ibiza Tarot for each of our signs before we start the reading. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that over. And Aquarius, this week, you are the orange tree. It's a beautiful card. I love it. Earth element, find your loyal supporters, ones with determination, patience, and common sense. Yeah. Whoever your most loyal supporter is, Aquarius, people that have patience, they're grounded, they're stable. This is the Knight of Pentacles in the traditional deck. So this is Virgo energy. Slow and steady wins the race. Pace yourself. Don't get overwhelmed. Make a good plan. and follow through with it. That's the week ahead. You might be making some strong plans with a friend, partner, loved one. This is your love and romance reading for the week, so you may be doing some organizing and some working together with a partner or prospective partner. Because Virgo energy is all about making the plan, following through with it. And to me, you know, that symbol of the orange tree is like, yeah, it might be a while till you get the oranges, till you get the fruit, but if you don't ever plant the tree, you're never going to get the fruit. So go ahead and start planting that tree if you hadn't already. It's a very nice energy. Knight of Pentacles is the most successful knight of the tarot because he always is the most prepared. He always makes his plans in advance. He knows what he's doing and he gets it going. It might take a little minute before he gets it going. Might procrastinate just a little bit, but then he gets going. Let's get some extra cards on this. Let's get some tarot, please, for our Aquarius folks for this week ahead. King of Swords. I like this because Aquarius, that's a power card for you in the tarot. That's one of your power cards is our King of Swords. That's an Aquarius energy right there. It's Aquarius King. And so to me, this is you seated in your power. You're going to be feeling better this week. If you had felt like you were kind of off your game or just not quite on target for a while, I feel like you're going to feel a lot more grounded, stable, steady, more confident in yourself and the decisions that you're making for the future this week. I really like that. Let's get a clarifier on our King of Swords. That's a power card, Aquarius. King of Swords is the master strategist, the master planner. Somebody who thinks about the future and what's coming next. It's very good. To me, the combination of that with the King of Pentacles, that's excellent because it's like that real nice combination of, you know, planning, perseverance, along with, you know, sort of making a plan for the future. It's beautiful. All of your personal relationships are doing that this week, as I feel. And look at that. We have the Fool card, taking a leap of faith. That's beautiful. I actually really, really like that combination of cards because to me, it's the stability, it's the groundedness, the practicality of the Knight of Pentacles, the ability to plan and you know, kind of have goals for the future from the King of Swords. And then the Fool card says, all right, time to take the leap of faith and put it all into action, right? Because there's only so much planning you can do before you just have to jump on in and do it, right? You can't just sit on go forever. It's like, gotta take the leap. Gotta take the leap. Relax this week a little bit. Yeah, Four of Swords and Four of Pentacles. I do feel like there's a little still that energy of caution and being careful with the Four of Pentacles. The biggest thing I'd say about that is you don't want to be too uptight, right? You might be a little fearful of letting go and taking the leap of faith, but don't let it hold you back entirely, right? And with that Four of Swords, it's like you've got a lot going on this week, so make sure you're getting good rest. Make sure that you're balancing between activity and relaxation. So Aquarius, let's get a message for you from the Fairy Oracle. Let's see what our fairies are bringing you for this week ahead. Yes, believe in magic. I would say, you know, with the Fool card, that belief in the divine. Just, you know, to believe and take the leap and believe that everything will work out. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The Fairy of the Northern Lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too, right? This is really, to me, it's like trust in the divine, trust in spirit. Aquarians can overthink things, you know. King of Swords, it's like that's the only con side of the King of Swords. The pro is that it's very good about, you know, future planning and all that kind of thing, but the negative to it is that sometimes it can overthink, right? So to me, it's like you got to find that balance between, you know, proper planning, organization, all of that, but then it's like you just have to kind of let go and let the divine take over at some point. It's a great read. It's a great read. These have all been really good this week. I'm very happy with them. All right, Pisces. My fishy fishies! I hope my Pisces are doing awesome. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. You know, Venus and Mars are both traveling through your universal relationship house right now. So I do feel like there's some heightened, you know, definitely heightened love and relationship energy going on. So I pulled a Ibiza Tarot card for each of the signs before we started these readings. This is the last one. I'm going to flip that over for you and show you which one you got. And you picked the Zaremia, the same as the Judgment card for this week. That is your energy, Pisces. The Zaremia is it's kind of like, it's a traditional instrument that sounds a lot like a bagpipe. It's very similar to like the bagpipe chanter that, you know, you blow into, but it doesn't have the bag on it. It's sort of like a bagpipe flute thing. It's got a very interesting sound, but it's a musical instrument. So in the moment of truth, call upon the forces of spirit and mind to make the correct decision. You could have choices coming up this week, but mostly I feel that this is a card of resurrection, rebirth, recovery, phoenix from the ashes. Judgment to me is the higher vibration of the death card. You know, the death card is ruled by Scorpio. The judgment card is ruled by Pluto, which is Scorpio's planetary ruler. And so to me, Pisces, there could be something that is reviving for you this week. It could even be a returning love interest or someone you thought, oh, I'll never hear from them again. Or, you know, or maybe you thought a relationship was just done, but then you find out, no, it's actually not, and it's healing, and it's restoring, and it's getting better than ever. Let's see what we've got for you in your tarot for this week's love messages for Pisces, please. Yeah, I mean, this to me, wow. What I really feel with this, Three of Swords is a tough card, Pisces, but what I really feel because of the combination with the Judgment card is I feel like this is a recovery from heartbreak, not the actual heartbreak itself, right? I feel like a heartbreak probably already occurred in the past, and this could be the week where it's like, whoa, I'm starting to pull those swords out of my heart. I'm starting to feel better. Things are starting to, you know, turn around because I feel like the heartbreak already happened. Let's get into, for most of you, yeah, let's get into a clarifier. Let's help Pisces with this Three of Swords, guys. Yeah, and the Five of Swords on top of that, because I really do feel there was something or someone that you probably walked away from that just wasn't treating you right. The Five of Swords, to me, these are two of the hardest cards in the whole tarot. And to me, Five of Swords is the kind of person that doesn't mind stepping on people to get what they want. You know, they just don't have a lot of integrity. You know, they put themselves before everyone else. And so if you walked away from something like that, I feel like this is a week of healing from it, right? And maybe something better coming back to birth. But you are careful. Look at that. We got the Ace of Pentacles and we've got the Seven of Wands. To me, there could be like a really good new offer this week or a good offer from someone from your past. When it comes to love and romance, it's very solid. It's very stable. It could even be somebody kind of coming in and giving you a gift. But I feel like you're very much on your guard. You are on your guard, Pisces, because you've been hurt. You've really been hurt. And I feel like you're doing a lot of recovery, a lot of rebirth of the heart this week. It's not bad. It's just intense. It's just intense. So do what you need to do around healing your heart. I would not let people in that are, you know, rough or harsh on you or don't treat you right. But if you get some good offers, if you get some good people coming your way, I would be willing to let my guard down a little for them. Let's get a message from our fairy oracle. Let's see what we have, please, for Pisces for their love week. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This transformation card. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. And what I love about this, to me, this lines up so perfectly with this Judgment card. Like, these two just go together because these are about transformation, rebirth, resurrection. And what I feel like you're transforming and resurrecting from is an old heartbreak, right? It's something there where somebody really didn't treat you right, or they betrayed you or someone else, and it just sucked. Like, it just was painful. But this is a week where I feel like better offers are coming your way. It could be somebody returning from your past that you really missed, or you just getting into a better place to be more open to love, because you are a little careful. There's no doubt. With Seven of Wands, you are on your guard. You're being very watchful of your heart and where you put your emotions. But this is a great reading. Oh my gosh. It's very powerful, very transformative for my fishies. This beautiful cards. All right, guys. So we are done with all 12 of our signs. I do have time open for if there are people who would like personal questions answered. I do have just one person that's already paid for on my list if they come into the chat. That would be HW Junkie. She paid me for a personal question through PayPal this week. So if she is here, I can do that read for her now. If not, I will bump her to our next live, but I will be open for those if you are interested. And I do accept a $10 minimum donation for my one question mini readings, and those can be done through the super chat option on YouTube, or you can put those through PayPal. But if nobody's here for it, I will just go ahead and close the evening. I don't think she's here tonight, Gwen. Yeah, I don't think she's here tonight. A lot of people are busy on Fridays, so I might see her Sunday or sometime this next week. Yeah. But if nobody signs up, that's fine. I'm kind of tired anyway, so I'm totally cool with just calling it an earlier evening tonight. I'm good with that. But I enjoyed these. These were very revealing, very insightful tonight. Great to just get in here and throw some cards to see what's going on with everyone. My goodness. Ah. Yeah, we'll just wait a few minutes. Oh, man. Whew. I think I'm gonna hit some more tuning forks after all that. That was a lot. I am so glad that Sun card came up for Capricorn twice. Well, not twice, but the Queen of Wands came up twice. All that Leo energy. I've needed the sunshine. Let the sun shine. Yeah. That's what we need. Aww. Aw, love you, E, and I love you guys. Love you, David. Thank you. That's so kind of you. I started watching your show. David. The one you said I should watch, the Peaky Blinders. I started watching it. It's good. I like it. It's like a historical fiction. That's what it's like. It's a real story. It was a real street gang in England. And it's very interesting. It really is. I'm enjoying it. I like anything that has that kind of historical thing, and it really has that big Irish influence. Because it's kind of like after the First World War, kind of around the time of as well the Easter Rising and things like that. Yeah, it's some interesting history. I'm looking forward to continuing watching that and kind of reading along, like I always do. Research whenever I watch a show, and I like to read about like the true stories behind it. It's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, Krista, I think she was pretty busy last week. She had I think family or someone was in from out of town, so yeah, she was pretty busy last weekend. you know, it's the end of summer. It's the end of summer. So it's, you know, there's a lot going on. Hey, Carmela. Until after he sees my sister. Oh. So, Carmela, when you say crossover, does that mean he's passing away? Or passed away? Or is he traveling? I just want to get straight on what it's about. He's alive but wants to leave. Yeah. Is he is he ill? Is he not doing well and that's kind of like precipitating it? I think that that's a good, I'm just me intuitively. I mean, you know, to me, that's a good choice to ask him to wait till he sees your family or sees people, you know, if he feels like he's gonna transition soon or feels like he's not gonna, not like if he feels like he's not long for this world. Right. Yeah, he's a Capricorn, right? He's gonna do what he's gonna do, right? And I guess it's a situation where if he stops taking the medications, he won't be long for the world, right? Yeah, because I mean, that's certainly what happened with my dad with his cancer treatment. It just stopped. Yeah, it is, David. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing it. I only watched the first 2 episodes. But yeah, Carmela, I would say that it's totally understandable. I mean, when my dad passed away, it was really as a result of, you know, the medication stopped working. The chemo stopped working, which always happens with cancer. It eventually stops working, and that's when you decline and pass away. So I'm just going to pull some cards around it. I'm just going to see what comes through. But my feeling is that, yeah, that's a good, right. I mean, that to me is a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing to, like, just tell him to, you know, talk to people and, you know, get his closure, say what he wants to say, or do what he wants to do before he makes a decision to stop the medication or anything like that. Let's see. That's interesting. I feel like, okay. So the first card that comes up is no. I think he's going to be really stubborn. Like you said, he's a stubborn Capricorn. I think that he might be, yeah, right? There you go. He's really stubborn right now. I feel like anything you suggest or anything anyone tells him, he's going to be like, I'm not going to do that. But I think he'll think about it. I think because the next card out is yes. So my feeling is like say what you need to say, right? Because I feel like at first he'll be kind of stubborn about it, or just say no, because goats love to say no. It's that way. Capricorns love to say no. But give him a minute, don't pressure, and I think it'll switch around. He'll be like, okay, fine, I'll do that. Right? He'll start to see that that makes sense, and it will be very successful. Yeah. Right? There'll be a success. So I think, yeah, it's a good idea that you put that idea out there. It's like, yeah, you should talk to your family. You should get closure with people before, before you transition or make the decision to move on. And on the bottom of the deck was within the next few months. So that could be something that really in the next couple months starts to get put into action or motion, right? So yeah, that's what I would say about this, straight up. And I'm going to pull a little tarot on this for you as well. Yeah, I stopped posting my my phone number on my channel. I stopped doing that because I've been getting just too much weird stuff. I never used to mind it before, because it was just for text for clients, but I've got my email address. If they don't know how to email me, then whatever. They don't really need it. I don't want people harassing me. I'm not down with it. All right, Carmela. What's going to happen over the next few months with her dad? That's a tough one. It is. Dads are a thing, man. Yeah. See, I feel like things are gonna be all right. I really do. Like, I mean, they're not gonna be like easy. It's not like that. But it's gonna get better. That's just the feeling I have. Like right now, things are in limbo, right? It's like on the fence. It's that feeling. It's a Neptune card. This is a Hanged Man. It's like, I feel like your dad is like pulled between this world and the next. That's kind of what it's like. No, Capricorns aren't easy, and Capricorn men are even not easier. I was married to a Capricorn. I know. They are not easy. Like, they get weird and dug in, and you can't budge them. Like, they don't want to... Capricorn men are tougher than Capricorn women. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to throw that one out there. I've dealt with both, and I can say Capricorn men are tougher. They are. They are. They have their reasons for things, and nobody can make up their mind but them. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. So yeah, he's in that Hanged Man energy. It's sort of like one foot in this world and one foot in the spirit world. He's kind of in limbo right now. One thing hasn't completely ended and the next thing hasn't completely started. That's the way that feels. And he's really contemplating just letting go and kind of sacrificing this world and just saying, I'm out. Yeah. And it's sort of like he's having this little pause for reflection and insight, I tell you, people get real funny, especially guys. I don't know what it is, especially older men. They get real funny about things when they start contemplating death and letting go. It changes the way they think a lot. It does. They start seeing things in a different light. So I really think that's where he's at. Yeah, and the Empress. So I feel like, too, Empress energy is that it's that mother, it's the nurturer. it's a little bit of a legacy card in a way, because it is earthy. It's about, what have I grown? What have I done? What have I nurtured while I've been on Earth? You know, what has been what am I leaving behind that I've created? I guarantee he's thinking about that stuff. And I feel like the feminine influence is really strong on him. So like you, like your sister, you know, any of the feminine, the female, you know, energies in his life are really the stronger influence right now than the masculine. In the center, I feel like this is the next step, the Three of Cups. I feel very much right now he's going to be really reticent. Anything that you suggest, he's probably going to say no. But I think that if in time, as he kind of just percolates and you just let him think things over, it's going to get better. It's kind of like you had the no card and then the yes card, right? And I feel like this is also the yes card, you know, is that Three of Cups. It's like reconnection, happier connections. He's praying a lot, you know, cleansing his soul. Right. I mean, that's the awakening. That's the Hangman card right there. It's the spiritual cleansing and awakening, letting go of things that haven't been good for you. It's good. It's actually good. Give him a minute. Yeah, give him some time. I'd say give him at least a month with it, at least. Because in the center, the Three of Cups, I feel like he's going to come back to center and he'll start engaging and talking to y'all more. But right now, he's kind of not in that space. It's going to be a no first before it's a yes with things. Yeah. Right now, he's like, whoa, you know. You know. He's, you know, if you try to get him to do anything, you're probably going to get a no right now. Yeah, no, things are gonna turn. Things are gonna change. They will. Yes, right. And that may also speak to how you're feeling, Carmela, right? Because yeah, if you've been feeling some kind of ways about him, I mean, my dad was a great dad, but he used to say, he's like, there's not very many really good dads out there. He's like, because his dad wasn't any good, right? His dad was terrible. My own father's father was a terrible person. I feel like it was through my dad's own just sheer like stubborn mindedness that he decided that he was going to be a better guy and he was going to be a good husband and father where his dad was not. You know, it was a very deliberate decision on his part, but my dad, he was very negative on men in general. It's kind of funny. My dad was such a feminist he was an accidental feminist without even realizing it. He really saw how negative and difficult a lot of men are and how hard it is for most women. He really saw that. Yeah, understood. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Carmela. I get it, David. I really do. Because my dad had that experience too. Yeah. Yeah. Very toxic stuff. My dad did not have a relationship at all with his father. I never met my paternal grandfather. Never met him because my dad did not have a relationship with him. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, Carmela. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's really tough. No, he's got some things that he's got to purge and let go of, and I think you do too. But I think the energy is going to get better. I really do. That's the funny thing about this. I feel like the way out is through, and I feel like things are actually going to get better. But it's just, it gives it a little time, because here's that Wheel of Fortune, right? And that's like the wheel coming out of stagnation, things moving forward in your favor. And to me, the Three of Cups is actually a very celebratory, very happy energy, right? In the long run, I almost feel like it's going to bring your family closer together in some ways. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in real time. But in the future card, we have the Knight of Wands. So there is that travel and movement. I do think he probably will transition, you know, in 3 or 4 months. That's just the feeling that I get. Could be longer, could be shorter, but that's the feeling I'm getting off of this read right now as it sits. You know, free will is always a thing. He might make a different decision after this, right? But as of this moment, this is what it's saying. Let's get a clarifier on the Knight of Wands, please. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is not, no. It's going to be hard to hold him back. You know, Knight of Wands on top of the Knight of Wands. They doubled up here. So yeah, I think he's gonna move forward. And there may be as well a lot of travel in the future. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of traveling. This is Sagittarius doubling up here. So there's, and you had the Wheel of Fortune. There's definitely gonna be some traveling. It's you, it's them, there's gonna be some big travel, big movement. On the bottom, Eight of Cups. This is definitely something transitioning, someone leaving, someone going to the next level. This can also be you, because to me, this is always a card that says I'm leaving behind things that, right, like you said, letting go of resentments, letting go of old heartaches or pains or things that weren't satisfying or happy for me, right? And on the bottom is the Queen of Wands. Yeah, because I feel like that's like for you. That's for you, because that's that feminine Leo energy. That's that fiery, it's like that's doing what's good for yourself and good for you. I feel like overall, there's going to be this sort of empowerment that happens. And I have to say, like, as hard as it was when my dad passed away, there was also this odd empowerment that happened inside of my own self and soul when he did. Because it was almost like he passed the torch to me. And it made me a stronger person in a lot of ways. It really did. Yeah, it really did. I feel like as much as it's possible, I know this is a tough subject that we're doing this read on, but as much as it's possible, I feel like it's got actually a quite positive outcome. I really do. I don't feel like it's a terrible outcome, right? Because, you know, like I said, it's like that first card that came up from the Angel Answers deck was no, then it was yes, and then it was success. So I feel like there's a lot of reticence, you know, and a lot of stubbornness, a lot of hesitation in the beginning, things that don't feel so good. But then it changes, it gets better. And then I feel like there's a freedom and a success that comes from the whole process. And I would say this is probably 3-4 months around that time, maybe 2 to 4 months, kind of. And I'm going to pull you a fairy affirmation on this. I love these cards. Yeah. Inspiration. Inspiration. Yeah. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration. She can call at any time, right? So I feel like this is bringing you divine inspiration on what's right to do each step of the way. That's what I feel. Like that's that thing, like if you feel like I don't know the right words to say or I don't know the right thing to do, that inspiration energy helps to give you the answers that you need when you need them. Hey there, Sharon. Good to see you. Yeah, this was a good read, though. I think this was really, to me, it feels very helpful. Yeah. David. Yeah, that's how my dad felt about his. Oh, yeah, that's exactly how my dad felt about his. Trust me. I'll never forget my dad saying that. My dad, especially in his accent, he was like, somebody should have shot my daddy because he was crazy. That's my dad. Somebody should have shot my dad because he was crazy. He believed it too. You know, and he said that when he was a little kid, because what happened with my dad, when he was a child, he was about 8 or 9 years old. And his dad had just been a terrible guy. I mean, just terrible father. He was a gambler, cheater. He would beat up on his mom. He would break things in the house, spend all their money. So they barely ever had food. I mean, the guy made good money, and then he would gamble it all away or spend it all on alcohol or something. And it was just like, so there was no stability. There was just no stability in the home. You know, they barely had anything to eat. My dad grew up dirt poor. I mean, dirt poor. People can't even understand, I think, almost in America, that kind of, in the early 40s. Oh, man. I mean, nothing. And so my dad had such a negative connection with what his father would do. You know, it was like, why do we want you around? Like, all you do is cause problems when you're here. Like, you don't do anything good. And I think, you know, my dad was always, he's always been, he would be real quiet. He wouldn't always say everything that he was thinking. And I think that he knew a reckoning would come. Like, my dad's father knew a reckoning would come. Because he said this. My dad overheard him saying this to someone. He said, I got to get out of the house. He said, I think Patrick will be okay with me. That was my dad's older brother. I see, he's like, I think he'll be okay with me. He said, but Jack will kill me one day. That was my dad, it was Jack. And I think he knew. Like my dad probably was giving him the snake eye. And he kind of knew. He was like, one day Jack is gonna come for me. So he got out. Because he was like, I think Jack's gonna kill me one day. Yeah, my dad was very intense about that. My dad was an Aquarius, but boy, he had that Scorpio moon and rising, and he was intense about that stuff. Oh, no. The people my dad was the closest to as far as parental figures were actually his maternal grandparents. His mother's parents were the people that I would say were my dad's saving grace. They were really the ones that intervened. And him and his youngest sister, Vicky, ended up living with them for years, many years, down south. And I really, in McDonough, and I think that it had the major influence on my dad. It's really what made him very much who he was. I think it really saved him from potentially, have becoming a violent person or abusive or alcoholic or anything. I think it really did because, and my dad, I should get a pic. I've got their picture. My dad had a little, like those little bifolds, little frame of his grandmother and his grandfather. And he kept that next to his bed his entire life. They were his saving grace. They were the people he felt the closest to. I never got to meet them in the physical world because they had already passed on, well before I was born. That would have been my great-grandparents. But they were such an influence on him, and he just loved them. That's actually where we buried my dad, was next to his grandparents. We had to make the choice because there were 2 different cemetery plots. We could have put him next to his mother and his brother, or we could have put him next to his grandparents. And when we had to make the choice, I said next to the grandparents. I said he talked about them so much, and that was like, those were his rock. So that's where he is. So that's the perfect place for him to rest because that's who he felt the strongest connection with. But yeah, no, family dynamics can be extremely tough. They can be extremely tough. I feel incredibly blessed that I had an awesome relationship with my dad. Probably, it's like it was as good and close as anyone could ever wish for. I feel like I had a psychic connection with my dad, truly. But it's crazy that, he came from such a rough background and his own father was not a positive influence whatsoever, but he really changed that dynamic. Hey Kathleen, good to see ya. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Silver Star. And that to me is just so important. Like, we all need those kind of people in our life that, bring us good things and positivity. And, that's where my dad learned to love cooking and love food and, because they taught him how to do all that. They were country people. They pretty much lived off the land. They shot squirrels and rabbits for food. They kept chickens and pigs in their backyard. Yeah, he was a unicorn from that generation. He really was. He was one of a kind. Very rare the way that his mind was formed, But, and they grew lots of vegetables. So my dad, oh my gosh, my dad didn't love anything more than fresh vegetables. Oh, fresh corn, tomatoes, okra, cucumbers, green beans, all that stuff. Because they would grow all that. Yeah. Trying to be kinder. Exactly. Yeah. I feel like an alien. A lot of people do, Carmela. I think it's a big thing that people experience, is feeling very different, or feeling kind of like the black sheep in their family sometimes, you know. I feel like both of my parents survived a lot of childhood abuse and trauma and turmoil, and they were both very much survivors, and they both my parents really made that decision to break the cycle, you know. And it's interesting that they were able to do that, because this is really before therapy and counseling and modern psychology were more accepted. You know, we've still got a long way to go with mental illness and accepting things like that and working through things like that. But it is interesting that my parents both had the presence of spirit and thought, and they were both very spiritual. That, I think, is a big thing. My parents both, you know, very, very spiritually motivated. And so that made a big difference too. They had that like spiritual level commitment, not just emotional or mental, but also like soul level, heart and soul. They weren't going to give up on each other. They weren't going to give up on us, you know, because they had grown up with so much chaos. The stuff that my parents went through, stuff that my mom went through, some of it's like a nightmare. It's unbelievable. Like sometimes, like me and my mom will still talk about that. And she's like, can you believe that I turned out halfway normal at all after all the stuff I went through? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of amazing. I was like, you're just a tough Capricorn. What can I say? You're a tough woman. Because it is. I mean, it's mind-blowing what people go through sometimes. It's hard to believe it. And what are personal decisions, you know, where that will take us. David. I don't understand why you say girls don't like you. I think you're a good-looking guy. I don't get that. That's strange to me. Right? Exactly, Carmela. Oh, I love that you use the name Yeshua, you know, because that's the true name of Jesus. Yeah. Oh. Oh, Kathleen. Oh, I'm glad you're there for him, but that's so tough. You're gonna wait for the girl to propose to you, David? That's awesome. You're like, no, you go buy me a ring, lady. And then I'll think about it. That's good. That's pretty cool. Like, but you know, if you start dating someone, and it gets serious, you're gonna need to let her know, because she might be waiting for you to do the proposing, but you're really waiting for her. You just let her know, if you want to marry me, you gotta bring it. Yeah. Oh, the one good thing I will say to you, David, is gay men tend to have very good taste. So try to take it as a compliment as much as possible. They do have good taste in general. It's just a matter of time before the right girl comes along and scoops you up in all your gingery-haired glory. Yeah, she's got to have a job, too. If she wants to date the Capricorn, she's got to have a lot of money. She's got to have a good work ethic. Aww. Very cool. Yeah, sometimes it feels that way soul-wise, like soul family, right? You're too funny, David. Yeah, that's crappy, Kathleen. That sucks. That's a bummer. Yeah, it's like, wow. See, I that's a deep discussion, but yeah, I cannot imagine, like, not liking or coming against your own child simply because they are who they are, whatever that is. It's like, but I think that's just a failing of a lot of I think that's a failing of a lot of parents, is they kind of have this unrealistic expectation that their child is just going to be like a miniature version of them. And they don't understand. It's like, no, they are going to be their own person. They might have your genetics, but they got their own soul and they got their own personality. They're going to be who they are. They might be very different from who you are. I mean, that happens a lot because the nature of, you know, teenage rebellion is to set yourself apart from your parents and be quite different from them. Exactly. Yeah. I just, wow. That'd be me, like if, you know, because I don't have physical, you know, like human kids. I have bunny kids. My bunnies are my kids. That would be like me having this sweet little bunny and then telling them they can't be the way they are. It's like you're a bunny, but don't be a bunny. It's like, of course you're gonna be a bunny, and I'm gonna love you no matter what you do, or no matter what you chew up. Or no matter how many of my carrots or lettuce heads you eat, I will still love you. You are my bunny. You're my bunny child. Yeah. Total love and acceptance for my babies. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, Silver Star. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that can be a very conservative place. A lot like the South, funny enough. It can be. It can be very conservative. I've had some really good friends in Utah. I know. It's odd how it's different, but it's the same, right? It's different, but it's the same. No, growing up in the deep South here, I was always the weirdo. Oh, yes. But I found my family. I found my tribe. I found my soul family. You know, all the goths, all the rock and rollers. At first, my parents were so scared because I was like hanging out with all these like leather wearing biker looking gothy types with the hair and the piercings and the tattoos, and they were like, what the heck? But then they got to all be friends. It was so funny. And my parents were like, these folks are actually really cool. I'm like, yeah, they are, because they're the outcasts of society. And they have a lot more compassion and empathy because of that. So yeah, they're actually really cool. I was always the gothy kid. I'm all wearing black and, oh yeah. Scaring the folks, scaring the traditional folks in the South. That was me. Can't even tell you how many times I had somebody come up and ask me if I knew Jesus. I was like, yeah, actually I do. I grew up in church. If you want to talk about the Bible, I'd probably know more about it than you do. That was always really entertaining. It's like, just because I'm wearing black lipstick doesn't mean I don't like Jesus. I mean, what are you talking? Don't assume. Don't ever assume. It's not a problem I have with Jesus. I have a problem with some of his followers. It's like a problem. Oh my gosh. So funny. The things I've experienced. Very hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that, Gwen. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's kind of interesting? The really interesting part is the people that Jesus actually hung out with were the outcast and the rebels of society as well. He hung out with the lepers, the prostitutes, you know, the tax collectors who everybody hated. He hung out with all the people that nobody liked, that society maligned. That's the thing. Yeah, David. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Yeah. Yeah, nobody expects that. And then you realize you're like, oh, yes. Get him the comfy chair. Yeah. Well, I'll say, David, being a Capricorn, we're kind of loners by nature. Capricorns are weird. We're weird people. We're strange. Like, we don't mind just being by ourselves and hanging by ourselves. We're kind of cool with our own company, but then we also get lonely, right? And then we kind of get lonely. So it's an odd mix. Capricorns were kind of like, oh, I don't mind being alone. People suck. But then we're like, oh, but I'm lonely and I need some friends. It's kind of a weird situation for Capricorns. And you and me both have a lot of Capricorn and that Aquarius rising. And Aquarius is also a sign like that. Sometimes they can be super loners, and then sometimes they really like to hang out with big groups. Because Aquarius rules the mass consciousness. So Aquarius can be real funny that way too. Like, they like to just be alone. And then there's other times they can be super social. And it's real back and forth. Right, exactly, David, of course. Yeah. Well, it's just hypocrisy. That's all it is. I sensed it even when I was a little kid growing up in the church. Exactly, David. Yeah. And usually Capricorns don't need like a whole lot of friends. We just want like one or two like really, really good friends for life. That's our speed. Like, if we just got like one or two like really good buddies to hang with like forever, that's all we really need. We don't need a lot of like crowd approval and things like that. Yeah, we are similar, David, because you got 5 planets in Capricorn. I got 4 planets in Capricorn. Very similar in our attitudes towards life. Yeah. That's always my joke. It's like Capricorns go out and we're like, I thought it was gonna be better than it was. like we hang out, we're alone a lot, and then we're like, oh, I'm lonely, I'm bored. And then we go out and we're like, I should have just stayed home. We're such grouches that way. We're so difficult. A cave with bears is better than structured religion. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I mean, the bears, I don't know if they'd accept you into their group. They're a little bit protective. But I agree. Cave with bears. What was it? Some kind of joke about bears I was making yesterday with my mom. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Warren of rabbits. I could totally go for rabbit religion. I'm down with that. I could be the minister of the First Church of Bunn. Because, yeah, I love my rabbits. They're like the most peaceful, like Zen creatures. Nothing could get you to calm down faster than a bunch of bunnies. They're just so sweet and so just gentle and loving. Yeah, exactly, Silver Star. Yes. You have 10 in your chart? Yeah. I have 9 squares in my chart, which is also quite a lot. My dad had 15. He used to brag about it when I would do my astrology classes. My dad would brag that he had 15 squares, and it was more than I'd ever seen in a chart. It was more than I'd ever seen. My feeling about squares, Kathleen, holy cow, is that squares are those 90-degree angles. And if anybody out there who doesn't know what a square looks like, I'll show you right here. There's always squares going on. If this was a natal chart, right, where you would find the squares is right here. These are aspects between two or more planets. You can see the little red square right there, which is very helpful for seeing the symbology. You have 11, David. Wow. And so this shows a 90-degree angle. That is really about, like, it's stress, it's pressure, it's challenge. That's what I would say. It's friction. Squares are friction, pressure, and stress between 2 points on a chart. That's why right now we're experiencing a very interesting time in history and consciousness, because look at this. We have Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, in Taurus. And it is creating a square to Saturn that is in the sign of Aquarius, the ruler of Capricorn. Saturn tends to rule things that are old and traditional. Aquarius is things that are futuristic and new. And so are we seeing some pressure and friction between the old and traditional and the revolutionary and new right now? Think about that in society. Think about that in the world at large. That's the energy we're in. But in a personal chart, squares are represented as points of potential conflict, friction that you'll feel in life, challenge or pressure that you'll feel in life. And so I would say that people that have a lot of squares, they do often feel a lot of pressure, a lot of challenge, a lot of friction. But the other thing that I will say that's very positive about squares is that they cause movement, they cause action. Because when you feel uncomfortable in some area or in some place of your life, there creates the need for adjustment. It creates a need to take action on it. And so that's why, even though my squares can sometimes really be a bummer, they're also very helpful, because I have looked at charts in my life where there were no squares at all trines, easy going, easy peasy. And these were the laziest people I'd ever met in my life. They didn't have much drive, ambition, not much motivation. Why? No squares. No squares. They never felt uncomfortable enough to get up and do something about things in their life. They would just let it happen to them, right? So even though squares can be frustrating and difficult, there's no doubt about that. They can be very, very challenging. But they are also very positive, because it also creates friction. And you know what friction creates? It creates sparks, and sparks create fire, and they get us going, and they get us motivated, and they get us doing and hopping. And so people that have a lot of squares usually get a lot done. My dad was busy all the time. He was always working, always doing something. And that, you could see it. You could see it in the squares. You could see it. He did get to relax more later in his life. I'm really glad for that. But those squares can often make you feel like you've got to move, you've got to shake, you got to go, you got to do something about your situation. You got to adjust, right? You got to adjust so that it's not uncomfortable anymore. And many times, you know, you may, like, even if you have a lot of squares, and David's saying that he doesn't feel that way. But I think the other thing that can happen, though, with that is that you may not always feel it as strongly, but then if you have a transit planetarily that comes along and creates a hard angle or an aspect to an existing square, that can provide the fuel to the fire that gets it really put in motion. But squares are certainly an interesting challenge, but I think they're also very important to have, because people that don't have very many squares or any squares are very lackadaisical a lot of the time. Not always, but very often. Yeah. In a funk and need to find your mojo. Yeah. What can I do to change it if I'm not happy? That's exactly what it is, right? Yeah. And so it's in a phobia about algebra. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of math, but yet I love astrology. And astrology does deal with a lot of mathematics because you're dealing with degrees and angles and the numbers, right? You're dealing with that for sure. Equals you're a square. Ah, yeah. Right. I wouldn't say the squares necessarily cause someone to be a high energy person. Not necessarily. But they just provide enough motivation because sometimes they really present like a kick in the pants, right? It's like something's kicking you to get things put in motion. I would say people that have a lot of cardinal energy are the most motivated and ambitious people. People that have a lot of Libra, Aries, Cancer, or Capricorn generally are a little more motivated. People that have a lot of fire, you know, if they got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or a strong Mars placement, it's hip to be square, yeah. It is in my case. I don't mind it too much. David, passing out an audience in a little bit. You would definitely have a striking look for performance. You should get up on a stage, David, because you're nice and tall. That's going to help you. An Aries moon. Yeah, if you got all that cardinal energy, sure, you always want to have something to work on. It's very ambitious. It's a very ambitious energy, very determined. Even with major setbacks, you still very... I liked that, liberal rising. I think that's me too. I'm a liberal rising. I'm an Aquarius rising. That's definitely a liberal rising. I'm like, yeah, y'all do whatever you want. I always say that, you know, that I don't need a boss. I don't need someone to tell me what to do. I kick my own ass very, very well with all the cardinal energy that I have. Yeah, exactly, Kathleen. Yeah. Yeah, people that have a lot of mutable signs, I would, of the laziest signs, I would have to give it to Pisces. You know, I'd have to give it to Pisces. They are amongst the laziest signs. The laziest human being I've ever known in my life was a Pisces. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Not a mean person, just a lazy person. Nobody can do lazy like a Pisces. Oh my word. Oh my word. Unless they have a lot of earth or things, other things in their chart, because Pisces, I will say, is the one sign that takes the rest of its chart as its strongest influence. Like, because Pisces is so watery and it's so influenceable, that if a Pisces person, a sun sign, has a lot of fire in their chart, they're going to be more like a fire sign. If they have a lot of earth, they're going to be more motivated and grounded. If they have a lot of water, they might be really emotional, wet blankety. A lot of air, they're going to be more intellectual and more in the air energy. It's, you know, but Pisces is the easiest to influence. So their chart matters the most, actually, of all the sun signs. The rest of their chart counts a lot, because they're very influenceable. But yeah, it is funny how those aspects and those, you know, planetary alignments, sometimes I can be super, super lazy, which is actually pretty funny. Even though I'm not a lazy person whatsoever, I get a lot done. But there are times where I just need to sleep. Like, I have a lot of Pisces. That's why, like, you know, 3 of my Capricorn planets are in my Pisces house. My Venus is in Pisces. Neptune is in my career house. So you better believe there's times that I just need freaking sleep. Like, I just check out. I'll work, and then I just gotta check out. Yeah. But I also think that's a little bit of Capricorn wisdom. Like, Capricorns, we can be so workhorsey and we can really burn the candle at both ends, but the wisest Capricorns will realize that, yes, you do need some downtime, because if you work yourself too hard, then you're going to break down and then you won't be able to work at all. So it's good to pace yourself, good to moderate yourself. Yeah. See, David, I know you're not lazy. I know you're good, but you have lazy times, right? You know, you have times when you're just like, blah, like don't want to do nothing. Yeah. Yeah, no, lately I've been sleeping for like crazy times. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just need it. Sometimes you just need it. And it's okay. Yeah, if you got a cold, right? You know, that's exactly. If you've got a cold, if you got something going on, sleep it off. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, see, there you go. If you've got a Pisces with good earthy placements like that, which are very supportive, yeah, that's really good because that will give them a harder working work ethic. Yeah, they won't be as lazy as a typical Pisces because the earth energy will create that balance. Exactly, David. Exactly. Yeah, I mean that's the thing for Capricorns because we are so work focused and motivated that it's really like we have to schedule downtime and playtime and fun time. We have to make ourselves take breaks or otherwise we just won't. Been sleeping like a log this last month. That's right, Gwen, and it's fine. Like I've been sleeping upwards of 9 or 10 hours a night these days, and it feels good. Like it really feels like I feel better. Like I feel well rested. I'm like, yeah, I needed that. So, and even like, thankfully I can make my own hours. But you know, like if I wake up and I'm still feeling super tired, I'm like, I'm gonna go back to sleep for an hour, and it's just good to be able to listen to yourself like that. Wanted to punch him until I realized his moon was Virgo. Yeah, that's a nitpicky moon sign. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The moon in Virgo is the medicine cabinet moon. It wouldn't surprise me if he's got like a remedy for everything. Cuz Virgo moon people, if you say, "Oh, I got a cough. Oh, I got a sniffle. Oh, I got a this." And they're like, "I know what to give you for that. I know what to do for that." Like they're medicine chest moon. And a neatnik moon. Oh boy, that's a house cleaning moon too. Like even if they're not like super clean, they're still real picky about their house. Real picky about the home environment with a Virgo moon. That can be a tough moon sign. But if you got Capricorn moon, that's a good thing. That's actually very harmonious because they're both earth. So you'd be willing to put up with their eccentricities and idiosyncrasies around the home. It's not it's not the worst thing you could deal with, right? I can imagine. So the Virgo moon's like, don't touch my food. Don't touch my thing that I put in my sock drawer just the way I like. Don't mess with that. I have my organization. I don't mess with that. I color coded the medicine cabinet. Don't mess with it. Like that's Virgo moon territory. And I would say too, like what they eat really impacts them. A Virgo moon person, food or whatever they eat really impacts them. They feel it. Like if their food is good, they're good. If their food's not good, they're not good. It's an interesting polarity, you know, Pisces sun and Virgo moon, because it's the balance, you know. Calling about grandkids. I need to go. No problem. No problem, Kathleen. You have a great night. Yeah. Yeah. Fire and air a bit too volatile. Well, it can be. It can be because a combo of fire and air, boy, you got wildfire with that. It's big energy. Usually big ideas, sometimes a big temper, very forceful. Yeah, he's more OCD. Yeah. Virgo can be very OCD-ish. My mom can be that way. Her sun sign and Mercury sign are both in Capricorn, but they're in the Virgo house in her chart, and it's very assertive. Oh my gosh. She can fuss and nitpick like nobody's business. She has two modes. It's like sometimes she's really chill, she's really fun to be around, but boy, when she's in that Virgo house mode, I'm like, just stay away from me. Because It's like every little thing. I'm like, Mom, just chill. Don't worry. I have to remind her not to worry about it all. I'm like, it's all going to be okay. So funny. I love Virgos, but man, they worry. They can worry a blue streak. And I'm like, oh, babies, it's going to be okay. Just chill. It's going to be all right. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go fix myself a little food and just enjoy the evening. So I am planning to be back on here on Sunday. That is our 8/8, our Lion's Gate, new moon in Leo. It's going to be a very supercharged day and evening. I'm excited about it. So I'm definitely planning to do that. So I'll see you then. I'll see you in just a couple days, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Thank you everyone for being here. And I will be talking to you all really soon. And for those of you who missed it, I had him earlier on here, my little glowing lizard from Frozen 2. I love him. This is one of my new additions to my little dragon collection. He's a little fire salamander. He's got his little fiery flames and he glows off and on. So yes, so have a wonderful night. Take care from me and the lizards here. Yeah, definitely set your intentions on Sunday because that's going to be very, very powerful energies. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful evening. I'll be seeing you all again very, very soon. Take care.